Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're learning how to make this fascinator. So first of all, we'll be measuring our crinoline. I think I used about 50 inches here. So you can use any length of your choice. If you want it to be longer, you can do that as well. So first thing you do is to fold your crinoline into this width of crinoline. You fold it in two. So you gather one end of it, then you take your needle and thread and try to tie it together so that the edges don't fray. So we do that to that end. We'll be doing it to the other end as well, but we'll need to attach a wire. So this design is a very simple design, very beginner friendly for anyone that does not even that is new to fascinator making. This is something you can easily make for yourself, for your children, for any event of your choice. So next thing, I will be attaching a wire. This wire is sold in the market. It's very flexible. You attach it to the edge that's folded, that's edge. After folding it into, you attach it to that edge with your needle and thread. So I'll be doing it the entire length of the crinoline. That's the entire 50 inches. So you just tack all the way down. So we continue this the entire length. Then this is what it looks like. So after we finish, this is the other end of it. So I want to show us how we finish it off. So you gather it again the same way we gathered it at the beginning. You gather it again, then you take your thread round it a couple of times just to secure it. So this is what it should look like. You see the wire has been sewn around the edge. So at this point we'll be using a velvet ribbon to cover that rough edge. But first of all, I'll cut off my thread and also try to cut off the excess crinoline at that end I just finished, so that we have a neat edge. So I would be using my velvet ribbon to cover up the sewing that we just did on the wire, with the wire on the crinoline. So we'll do it that way. So there are two ways to get this done. You can either use your glue to attach this. You can use your UHU glue for this, or you can sew. Personally, I prefer to sew mine, but if you're a beginner or you don't have access to a sewing machine, then you can go ahead and use your UHU glue. So I'll be sewing this round with my sewing machine. So this is your UHU for those of us that don't have a sewing machine. So I've done my sewing and this is what I have. So sorry, my daughter is trying to take the crinoline off my hand. So after the sewing, this is it. So what we'll do is we'll find the middle, then we do loops towards that center. So this is my first loop that I'm making. I would be making 2 loops and the other one will be facing the other side. Now if you want you can actually do your loops in a way that this pointed edge will be on the same side, but I don't want mine to be like that. I want them to be on opposite sides because of what I hope to achieve in the end. But if you want yours to be on the same side, you know how you would arrange the loops in a way that the 2 ends will be on the same side. I just hope I'm clear with what I just said. I don't want my own pointed edge to be at the same side. That's why I arranged my loops like this. So after doing that, we are going to secure it with our needle and thread once again, and run your thread around a couple of times to keep it in place. And after we do that, the next thing we would be doing is to attach it to our Alice band. Now for our Alice band, I can choose to cover it with my velvet ribbon so that the color matches the crinoline, but I don't want mine to be purple. I want it to be black. I prefer it to be black. So I would not be covering the Alice band with the ribbon, but if you would want yours to be in the same color, you can go ahead and do that the way I'm just showing you right now. You just apply your glue and take it round from one end to the other. So now I'm going to attach the crinoline to the Alice band with my needle and thread. Try to run your thread a couple of times so that it's well secure and in place, so that you don't have a case where you're wearing your fascinator and any small breeze that blows is falling off your head. So this madam sorry, we have mini me that is trying to just get involved into this tutorial. So I'll secure this, and to cover the sewing that we just did on that end, I'm going to be using the same ribbon to cover it up like this, so it looks neat. So to keep that in place, I'll be using my glue gun to apply glue so we can keep that in place. So after doing that, I'm going to cut off the excess, trim, and use my lighter to make it look neat. So, in case you missed my previous video, I made an announcement that henceforth I'll be posting DIY videos on this channel every Thursday. So, every Thursday, expect to see a new video, a new DIY, a new tutorial. And if you have any design in mind that you would love me to create here on this channel, just send me a message, send me a DM, and I would gladly recreate it for you. So after I finish attaching the velvet ribbon to the middle, I'm going to attach these flowers um, to cover up that middle. So I could actually leave it with just the velvet if I so wish, but I don't want to. That's why I'm applying these flowers. And we are not limited to just flowers. You can attach any accessory of your choice, any trimming of your choice that you have available. And these are the flowers I had. I had some feathers that I also attached later. So there is really no limit to what you can add to this. This is more like a base. You can accessorize with anything. You can decide to have gold, like maybe beads, bells, and all of that, even stones, attached to this. So we are gradually getting to the end of this tutorial. So the next thing I'll do is to use that flexible wire that we fixed at the edge of the crinoline to create like a spiral design with this pointed edge. So it just goes like that, and because of the flexibility of the wire, it stays in place. Whatever design you want to use to make it, it stays in place. It doesn't change shape unless you decide to change the shape. So I'm doing that to the other edge as well. You just have to use the wire to create that spiral design. And if you don't want maybe a spiral design, you want something else, you can create it as well. Just let the creativity flow from within. So you can see our fascinator is already taking shape, as in like this is already good to go for that event. So you can go ahead and add any other design you want. I used feathers for mine, and that's the end of today's DIY. See you next Thursday. Bye.